and we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away, away, away. Yeah.
Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Yes, that is a laptop. It's doing something for me. It's my old laptop that I needed to do something. Anyway, yeah, there's random reactions. 2 days in a row, you say? Yeah, sure, why not? No one said that, to be honest, but I just thought I'd do it today anyway. Because why not? Because why not? Because all I have at the moment is like, there's a new series I want to start, but I'm delaying it for now. Recorded it in Christmas. I recorded four episodes of a series in Christmas. I've still not uploaded them. I'll upload them at some point, and I've got some other filler stuff to upload as well. But for now, I'm gonna put random reactions in instead of like doing something new right now. I don't know why, but yeah, let's just do random reactions, okay? Episode 35, we have reached a landmark in a way. So yeah, I don't know why that matters, but yeah, I've run out of requests now as well. So be sure to send some in. Anyway, we got Hulk at the Office. So it's part 1 and 2, but one of them, they both got the same name, but in different videos. So yeah, Hulk at the Office twice. World's Cutest Possum. 13 minutes of a possum. I'll probably just watch like a few minutes of it. I mean, I watched the whole thing, but I'll probably like cut out past my reaction actually. And we also got top 10 lost horror films. Now with this one, this is on a pretty big channel, so I'm not sure about copyright either. So it might also be highlights as well. So yeah, this might be a bit shorter than usual, or maybe not. We shall see. But yeah, let's react to Hulk at the Office first. Hopefully it's as funny as Wolverine's one. Hulk, no touch.
Hey Banner.
Hello.
Let's pull the brownie out of your bag lunch. It's delicious.
Didn't turn green, is he? Here we are. This is the old Hulk, isn't it? From like the 80s, I think. I don't know what decade it was from, but a while ago. I mean, he could, you know, chase after him. Oh dear. That's what people type when they're excited or laughing or something on Twitter. Someone translates.
That was a really great speech, Hulk.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the company can't get behind any of your ideas.
I wonder why.
Go ahead and take a seat.
He dusted him quickly, didn't he? But it was Thanos.
You wanted to see me, boss?
You destroy everything in this office.
Yeah.
Imagine Thanos at work.
Yeah.
That's a video idea right there. By the way, that guy at the end, he looks familiar. At least in the comments, and it says that he played the Hulk. Is that right? Is that why it looks familiar? Probably is the case. Anyway, part 2. I assume it's part 2 anyway. They're on the same dates. So this might be part 1. I don't know.
Hello. Can I speak to the sales department?
Stanley!
Speak a little clearer.
Yes. Do that.
You're not making any sense.
Love it.
Hulk, you
What?
really need to work on your phone skills, bud. I'm gonna need you to run over to HR and have a little chat. What do you say?
Hulk Rights. Hulk Resources Department.
Hey, Hulk,
Yeah.
did you file the payment and copy the file cabinet?
He was the Hulk, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Without them.
Unbelievable.
We're gonna need to get his security card fixed.
Yes. It's a good thing you figured that out. Lady's still shocked, legend says. Even now, in 2019. Don't think that quite works, mate. love how everyone's so calm. It's like they're used to it by now. Oh dear.
Hey, Hulk, can you change the water bottle?
No. I'm not sure that's how it works. Oh dear.
Thank you so much.
Hulk versus Hulk.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Announce it, Vince. So yeah, that was pretty good. I don't think it was as funny as the Spider-Man one or the Wolverine one, but still, I quite enjoyed it. That was pretty interesting. And it's nice to see Stan Lee as well. Rest in peace. And yeah, you know what's weird though? If you remember the Wolverine one, when a guy's hand got chopped off, apparently at my granddad's house, my grandparents and my mum watched it, and they thought it was real for some reason. So yeah, it's a bit weird for them to be watching random reactions, but there we go. Anyway, world's cutest possum. Let's look at a possum that is apparently the cutest in the world. Hello?
Let's even get Blossom out here.
Eyes are a bit strange.
Come on out. Oh, that's perfect. So cute.
Massive
You're
camera,
gonna
it's
get
probably
so many
thinking
likes,
like,
Blossom.
what is that thing you're holding in front of me?
Australia. I think we have all been excited for the Brave Wilderness team to finally explore this epic continent, where the goal is to get up close with some of its most iconic animal species.
There are many
And while we
creatures
did
over there,
trail off
obviously.
into Billabong Sanctuary, home to over 50 native species, from koalas and kangaroos to dingoes and massive saltwater crocodiles. This
Scary.
family owned
The largest possum species here in Australia.
Nice.
And
Blossom the possum.
Absolutely adorable.
Interesting.
creature. Hello there, how are you? Now let's
Hello.
give her a second to get acclimated. See if you can zoom in on those. Their hands look just like the hands of a normal possum. Look at how sharp those claws
That's
are.
an excellent camera
And
as well.
as you can imagine,
Random thing to say,
this
I know.
Keep coming, you can do it. Those claws are so sharp. All she needs to do is latch
She's
on
like, "Give
to
it
this
to me.
finish with those claws.
Give
She's
it to
kinda
me
like,
now,
"Oh,
human."
I don't really. And this is
Got-
actually the second largest possum
got a nice-
species in the world and the largest species here in Australia. And the face almost looks like the face of a kangaroo. Now, as we know,
In some
this
ways.
species is also a marsupial.
A bit like a
one
raccoon
of
as
the
well.
Quintessential Australian marsupial
And a cat.
species.
So yeah, that was alright. I did not expect to ever be looking at wildlife in random reactions, but I think it was worth checking out at least. It was quite informative as well. So yeah, it's interesting how they didn't mention you know, snakes and spiders too, you know, with Australian creatures. I know Australia is known for that as well. But yeah, there's a lot of pictures over there, both scary and not scary. But yeah, it's good to know about other wildlife there as well. So there we go. On to top 10 lost horror films. Not sure what to think of this. Let's do this.
Let me take you back to the days of silent film, when movies were a visual art, images that move on a screen. Movies, of course. The best silent films didn't rely on excessive title cards to tell their stories, but instead the actors' body language and cinematography. It was like an international language, with your imagination completing the audio portion. Since then, sound design has become a whole art in itself, and these days, that's what the horror genre seems to rely on, loud noises and screams. If it's not that, it's bloodshed and gore. How extreme and disgusting can you get? Either they startle you with a loud noise, or gross you out. That's
Yep.
why silent horror films hold a special interest. They had nothing but the bare ingredients. It's up to your imagination to fill in the blanks and get yourself chilled to the bone. Yeah, many agree that what you don't see is scarier. Now, I'm going to take that literally and talk about the movies that we don't see at all because they no longer exist. Number 10, The Phantom of the Opera from 1916.
I've heard of
All the
it.
versions of Phantom of the Opera
Never
that
seen
exist,
it.
It's striking to note that the earliest known version ever made is missing. Number 9, The Cat Creeps from 1930. It was Universal Studios'
Never heard of
first
this
sound
one.
horror movie, which also means it was one of the first sound horror movies ever made, in 2 languages. They filmed one version with an English-speaking cast,
Interesting.
and another with a Spanish-speaking cast. Number 8, The Vampire. Vampires are such a big part of the horror genre.
They
we
are,
couldn't
yeah.
go without spotlighting one of the
Especially
early
Dracula.
vampires. Number 7, The Werewolf. When you're talking classic werewolf movies, the first that comes to mind is The Wolfman. Number 6, The Mummy. Of course, we gotta throw in some mummies.
Heard of
Every
it.
horror fan wants to find a mummy.
There's been a lot of mummy
that
movies
predates
actually.
the Boris Karloff version.
A lot of remakes of
According
that.
to IMDb, there's at least 4 older movies called The Mummy. One from 1911, 1912, 1914,
Wow.
and 1923. And
Must've been a
other
big era for
sources
horror
later
movies back then.
point to several other mummy movies.
There's quite a lot of them.
Called The Mummy or with Mummy in the title. Who knows if they actually exist or if
Wasn't there one with Tom Cruise as well in like
research could go on
3 years
and
ago, I
on.
think.
Oh, number 5, Life Without a Soul from 1915. Supposedly,
Never heard of this.
Number 4, the Golem movies. The Golem was a monster from Jewish folklore. Even though it never reached the ranks of Dracula and Frankenstein, this was a pretty famous monster, having its own share of movie interpretations. The
Interesting.
most well-known existing version is
Completely
from
new to me as well.
Number 3, the first Dracula movie. The oldest existing Dracula
That one's
movie
lost?
is Nosferatu from
Interesting.
1922, and even that one was considered lost for a while. But there was a movie before that.
I've seen a couple of
Dracula's
Dracula movies,
Death.
but like
From what I understand, it was
recent
made in
ones.
1921 and was Hungarian, which is a shame that a film made closer to Dracula's home would go lost. Number 2, London After Midnight from 1927. Lon Chaney plays an inspector.
I might have heard of this, but I'm not really
He
sure.
disguises himself as a vampire to catch the criminal.
Right.
Chaney was his own makeup man and created the look of the vampire. Many photographs survived, and that's what we're looking at now. Isn't that an amazing face? Even though it's supposed to be a disguise.
I'm trying to see if it looks familiar, but it doesn't really.
Here it is. Number 1, the Lost King Kong films. The original
Lost?
King Kong from 1933 was the most groundbreaking film of its time in terms of special
Yeah, I
effects,
watched it as well, it was
sound
good.
design, and pure spectacle. Many know about the missing spider pit scene. After Kong throws the men off the log, they fall into
Right.
a pit where they're attacked by spiders and other creatures. The scene was cut and presumably destroyed. Peter Jackson tried to faithfully recreate it using old film techniques, which can be found
Okay.
on the King Kong 2-disc Collector's Edition DVD. So as far as lost scenes go, that makes an honorable mention. But there seems to have been some other King Kong films made in Japan in the 1930s that are now lost entirely. This is a huge shock for monster fans everywhere. Up until recent years,
I'm surprised by that, to be fair,
now that the information has surfaced,
because
some
Kong was so
remain
popular as well.
with all the movies that were lost in Japan during World
Even
War
now
II,
as well, it's like
definitely possible. This photograph
crazy you could
is said
lose
to
like
have
a
been
Kong
from
film.
1933, the same year as the original Kong. But this poster is from a 1938 issue of a magazine in Japan. The
Right.
poster is for a film called King Kong Appears in Edo. The other piece of evidence is an interview from Fuminori Ohashi, who designed the first Godzilla suit.
Right.
He testified that the movie was real and he designed the Kong suit. It was supposed to have taken place in Japan's medieval period with set designs that were supposed to be based on German expressionism. How interesting is that? Just the thought of a person in a
It is
King Kong
interesting,
suit
actually.
fighting insects in front of warped
I would have liked to see it.
And does Kong change size? In some of these images, he seems to be the same size as a person, and other times he's giant. It's really weird.
The
You know what
transforming
the weirdest
Kong?
part is? This sort of rewrites
Size
history.
transforming.
Just to think that the first Japanese monster movie was not Godzilla. In fact, this was 16 years before. Hopefully, one day, some more information may turn up. And
Yeah, I would like to know as
that
well.
All these movies I picked won't always.
Won't know
be
about that the
lost
most.
films.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was 14 minutes long, but I was like, most of it there was no reaction. I was just sitting there listening. So I probably show the parts where he like counts down and shows like number 10, number 9, no rates, and like show other parts on top of that. But it won't be the whole reaction. Yeah, that was interesting at least. I like what he said at the start though. Like horror films nowadays, they're more about, they rely a lot on sound, on jump scares, and or if it's not that, it's how disgusting they are, how much gore can they put in. And it's because of that that I don't like horror. Like horror movies, I'm just not a fan of. They're my worst category, literally. Like there is not a category I hate more than horror. Like I do not understand why people go and watch. Like what's so fun about being scared? That's just my point of view. But anyway, people enjoy it. But still, it's just like I just hate horror. I hate jump scares and gore and stuff. I mean, I don't mind gore actually, but stuff like Saw and Paranormal, I just can't enjoy those movies. to be honest. So I liked what he said at the start about how it relies on sound quite a lot. And the movies he was talking about was very different. They're mainly silent films that were lost, and they look a lot better. They look like horror films that I actually like probably not hate, you know. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. But I liked the ending though. The ending was the best part for me because I like monster movies. So the fact they mentioned there was lost Kong films, that makes me interested. I'm like, okay, so where do they go then? How do they get rid of? I mean, it's King Kong. Damn it, it's King Kong. Like, why? How could you lose something like? Okay, whatever. But I'm saying the most random thing. I'm not even making sense anymore. I just, yeah, I'm just not a fan of horror. But I do. But this type of horror, it kind of looks more appealing. But I hope they find that lost Kong footage. I don't know when that video ends up. I just closed the browser, but yeah. That's all I got to say, really. All I got to say. So this is very random today. We had a superhero skits. We had wildlife, and we had lost horror films. This is it fits the random narrative of this series. So there we go. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.